Well, Alex Ray, fingernails left?
Yeah, it was a close one. Look, credit to Ampthill. They're just a team that just doesn't go away, even down to 14 men. Look, they tried to, do what they could to win that game that second half, slowing it down and what have you. But the pleasing thing, we had quite a young group and we found a way to win the game. It wasn't pretty at times. I thought it was a pretty poor spectacle from both teams, really. But I suppose the closeness of the score made it a bit. The entertainment value was there, and just pleased to come out on top on a trip to Doncaster now. Yeah.
Yeah, when they took the lead and went 12 points up, were you thinking, we've just made it so much harder for ourselves, we really got to dig deep to get back in this?
Yeah, I was pretty relaxed on it, really. The conditions, it's hard, obviously if people didn't see the conditions, that real strong wind made it really hard to exit, and that first 20 minutes we didn't make it easy, but the pleasing thing was we found our way back into the game again in that last 20 minutes of first half and put ourselves in a really good position. Unfortunately, just before half time, a bit of decision making when they were down to 6 men in the forwards. We should have took a scrum. We tapped and we got turned over. So really, we should have gone in a little bit more up, in my opinion.
Was Paddy Ryan sending off the turning points when you look back at the entire match in whole?
No, I don't think we really took advantage of that. Really, in the way Ampthill play, it didn't really affect things too much. But credit to the touch judge as well. In this league, you get one look at it as well, and to be fair, we've watched it back and he probably got it spot on. So, it's good to see because usually that sort of thing doesn't get fed in.
Now, it was on the wrong side for us, and of course we don't have a big screen that we can look at. So what actually happened?
Yeah, I think as the ball was played away, he hit the ruck late and it was a shoulder to the head. So, the touch judge saw it and there's no complaints, but, a lot of them are probably not confident to feed that in sometimes, but credit to him, they're trying to clean the game up and protect players, and it's the right thing, really.
And was it James Tyson, the man who was hit?
No, it was Big Red, Matt Johnson. Yeah, so lucky enough he was fine and continued because the scrum in the second half turned the screw a little bit as well. Toby Trinder and Matt Johnson played 80 minutes, and I think the scrum penalties got at the end went a long way to us winning the game.
This is almost, I suppose, for Ryan Burrows and Tony Fenner, the longest goodbye in rugby, isn't it? Because having prepared to possibly end their season, now they're having to prepare for another couple of games. Yeah,
I think as a squad, as a club, I've said to the boys, you don't get a chance to play knockout rugby too often. You don't win many things in your career. There's only a handful of people who probably win things in their career. So, look, I know people don't think much of a competition sometimes, but let's go and win something. Let's go and test ourselves against Doncaster now. See where we've come this season, see where we're going, and let's try and finish the season on a high.
It's always a tricky trip to Castle Park, but it's always a tricky trip to Ampthill as well. And there were shades of what happened at Dillingham Park in the match here today, getting stuck in midfield again.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think sometimes everyone's critical of themselves playing Ampthill, but I've watched Ampthill many times, and they drew with Cornish Pirates away, they turn teams over, they find a way, and credit to them. They make it an absolute dogfight, and if you're not prepared, breakdown's not good. They're a handful. So, credit to them, but also we can be a lot better. We gift up the ball. Our accuracy wasn't great at times, and we fed to them, and that gave them energy. So we just need to be cleaner and a bit sharper. When we did put tempo on the game, it's a different story, and we look a handful and we'll score tries against anyone. But we've got to get that for 80 minutes.
And as a coach, still a lot to work on.
The old cliche, yeah. No, look. Always stuff to work on, and I think the players themselves in that huddle, they weren't pleased with how we played, so it makes my job easier when they've got that recognition that they're not happy. But again, I had to step in and come on, we've just won a two-legged tie, let's not kick ourselves too hard, but they said all the right things, so that's easy for me as a coach.
Alex, thank you very much.
No worries, thank you boys.
Brilliant.